All right, today we are diving headfirst into some of the most unbelievable, just plain strange facts about our world, and even a little bit beyond. We're going to explore places that pretty much challenge everything we think we know about how things are supposed to work. So, let's just get right into it.
Seriously, some of the spots we're about to check out feel like they were dreamed up for a sci-fi movie. They completely push the boundaries of what you'd think is possible on our own planet. So, yeah, let's put our assumptions to the test.
So, we're going to start right here on Earth, in places that seem to totally defy their own labels. I'm talking about landscapes that will make you rethink the basic geography you probably learned back in school. Exactly. You're probably picturing these huge rolling sand dunes, a blazing sun, maybe a camel walking by, just scorching dry heat, right? Well, what if I told you that the biggest desert on the entire planet has none of that? Yep, you heard that right, Antarctica. See, a desert isn't actually defined by how hot it is or whether it has sand. It all comes down to its lack of precipitation. And Antarctica is so incredibly cold that the air is just too dry for snow or rain to fall in most of it, which scientifically makes it the largest polar desert in the world. Okay, so we've gone from the stereotypical hot desert to the reality of a freezing cold one. But let's swing that pendulum all the way back. What about the driest place on Earth? A place that makes the Sahara look like a tropical rainforest. 0. That's the number of raindrops that have ever been recorded in certain parts of Chile's Atacama Desert. It is so arid that some weather stations there have never, not once, registered a single drop. The whole landscape is so alien and lifeless, NASA actually goes there to test its Mars rovers.
So, okay, the land can be super deceptive, but water is just water, right? Blue, maybe a little green. Well, not always. It turns out even something as simple as a lake can throw us a major curveball.
Get this. In Australia, there are these lakes that are naturally vibrantly pink. It honestly looks like someone dumped a giant vat of bubblegum-colored paint into the water. But it's a completely natural thing. It's not pollution, it's life. These tiny little organisms that love super salty water produce a reddish pigment, and it totally changes the color of the entire lake.
And speaking of life, these bizarre places aren't just empty curiosities. Nope. They are home to some of the most ingenious survival strategies on the entire planet. Which brings us to our next section, how life manages to adapt when it's faced with the absolute extreme.
I want you to imagine living somewhere so incredibly hot that just being outside during the day isn't an option, like at all. Your survival literally depends on escaping the sun. So what do? Well, you don't build up, you dig down.
And this is not some new idea. For thousands of years, civilizations in places like Cappadocia and what's now Turkey carved these complex, multi-level cities deep into the rock. And these weren't just simple caves either. They were entire communities with homes, stables, even churches, all of it protected from the brutal elements up on the surface. And believe it or not, that same survival instinct is still going strong today. In the Australian outback, there's a town called Coober Pedy, where the summer heat is so relentless that a huge part of the population lives in homes tunneled right into the hillsides.
I mean, it's an incredibly practical solution when you think about it. Living underground gives you this natural, year-round air conditioning from that crazy heat. It protects everybody from harsh weather, and it massively reduces energy costs. It's just a brilliant modern solution that's rooted in ancient wisdom.
So, we've seen how people adapt to extreme air temperatures. But what if the environment's most dangerous element isn't the air, but the water? And not because it's polluted or anything like that, but because of its temperature.
Yeah, this is a direct quote from geoscientists who have studied this incredible and frankly terrifying natural wonder. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, there is a 4-mile-long river that is so hot it actually boils. We're talking water temperatures near 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Any small animal that falls in is, well, it's cooked almost instantly.
Okay, we've seen just how strange and extreme our own planet can be. But to get a real sense of cosmic weirdness, we've got to look up. So for this final section, let's expand our perspective and take a quick trip over to our planetary neighbor.
If you think our 24-hour day and 365-day year are just universal constants, well, think again. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, plays by a completely different set of rules when it comes to the concept of time.
Just take a look at these numbers. A year on Venus, the time it takes to go all the way around the Sun, is about 225 Earth days. Okay, but a single day on Venus, so at the time it takes to just spin around once, is a staggering 243 Earth days.
Do you see what that means?
I know. Just let that sink in for a second. On Venus, you would celebrate your birthday before a single day was even over. Its rotation is so ridiculously slow that its day actually outlasts its year. It's a concept that completely shatters our Earth-based understanding of time.
So from deserts made of ice to days that are longer than years, the universe is just filled with things that defy our expectations. It's a great reminder that no matter how much we think we know, there's always another layer of wonderful, bizarre reality just waiting for us to explore. The real question is, what are we going to find next?